Hey, everybody. My name is Reed, and I've got Mike Bayo here with us. He's one of our deployment consultants here at Bangor Inc. And I figured I'd pick his brain today and just ask him a few questions about, why job costing and things like that are important to contractors. You may be, for instance, using QuickBooks or a generic application of some sort. And well, what I'm trying to do is take our experts and their knowledge and, pass it on to you so that you guys can utilize it not only in your own business, but also in your decision-making process for bringing a new system or software and its advantages onto your team. So, Mike, thanks for taking the time. Appreciate it.
Thanks. Glad to be here.
Awesome. So, tell me a little bit about why job costing is important to a contractor.
There's various aspects to it. I think, in general, it's just being able to get that real time snapshot of where they are inside a project at any given time, so that can help them, forecast. It can help them project and adjust if they need to. And so, those users that struggle with it, usually don't get that information until it's too late. And I think the more successful ones who do a really good job of keeping on top of it can get it to a point where if something comes up variance wise, or issues that arise, they can make adjustments in time to keep the job on track.
Do you have any memorable instances where, like a maybe a specialized solution or, something like that brings somebody live on a new system? Do you have any memorable moments of like where it, kind of changed their life maybe?
Yeah, there was one, and it was probably, I think, one of the largest electrical contractors in the Northeast. And when we first went in there and they had decided to go with a job cost solution we were presenting them, we had come to find out that everything was in folders. They did everything manual. This was one of the largest companies, around, and it made for a tricky implementation. But to this day, they are one of the most highly technical companies in there, and they have really continued to grow and triple in size. And I think at a certain point, you reach a limit to what you can do manually or with some of the other systems that are more generic. And this was extreme, but it was, that was the moment where we had the jaw drops, and we said, "You really?" And they at the time they did it. There was a lot of effort put into to maintaining those folders and things like that. And
And when you
it,
talk
it
about
changed
folders, I
my life.
mean, I'm
Like
assuming
physical
physical
job.
folders like in a
Yep,
filing cabinet, like all,
yep,
and that's really
yep.
not an uncommon thing. I mean, even today we run into customers or folks that we're talking to about a solution. And, I just talked to somebody the other day who is converting over to Sage Intacct for construction, and they're still very much paper and file system and file cabinets, and this system's going to replace a lot of that for them and a lot of manual processes. So even 2022, we've still got a lot of folks who, I think they get into that mindset or that mode and that it just works, right? And nobody ever questions it.
Right. And even more recently, just seeing some of the smaller, less sophisticated companies, they're all using digital documents, and scanning them in and coding them. And it is amazing how much of a norm it has become, and how much more time they have available now to do other things that they couldn't in the past, because they were tracking down documents, or they were coding them, or they were, just inputting data that they didn't need to. So,
Exactly. Well, looking for that timesheet that was, stuffed in the back seat somewhere, and lost revenue and all of that kind of stuff that you kind of, a specialized solution, job costing specific solution is going to, provide you. So Well, Mike, thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. It's fun to pick your brain. I'm sure you're going to be on more of these. We'll pick your brain and pick the rest of our team's brain on, just some real world examples of how, a specialized system has solved some actual problems for people.
Great. Looking forward to it.
Awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. As always, my name's Reed Bangert. I appreciate that you spending the time with me today. And as always, make it a great one. Perfect.
Bye-bye.